Elemental extra stages are the endgame content and require an in-depth understanding of the game's mechanics to complete. It's a great way to show off all the characters sitting in your box and obtain unique and powerful story cards. In this video, I will explain common mechanics appearing in elemental extra stages and the ways to get around them. I'll start with the gauge burst mechanic. In the upcoming fire extra stage, Cherno has 3 gauges, represented by her red HP bar. This basically means that you need to kill her 3 times. Additionally, each time you kill her, she will activate a special gauge burst skill. Grey's luck can be extremely devastating, as some of these enemies can one-shot your characters. In the previous Moon Extra stage, one way to get around this was to full break Iku so she will be stunned during the Grey's luck turn. Next, I'll talk about the full break mechanic. Against an enemy weak to fire, each fire bullet line that hits will break 1 barrier. If you manage to break all the barriers, the enemy will be full broken. All their buffs and debuffs will be removed, and for 2 turns, they will be stunned and take 4 times damage. In elemental extra stages, enemies tend to have strong defensive skills. The full break is the easiest way to remove these buffs as well as lower their defenses. Besides using weakness elements, you can also break barriers using Anomaly Breaks. Anomalies are like status effects, and they are inflicted onto barriers. There are certain bullets that can break barriers inflicted with certain anomalies. For example, Medicine's Last Word has bullets that break poison. Most Anomaly Break teams use either poison or paralyze. This is because of Minoliko's ability to break poison and paralyze multiple times on all enemies. For example, in Moon Extra, you can use Eren and Minoliko to break all enemies in 2 turns. On the next gauge, you can swap in Iku and use Iku and Minoliko to break them again. That's a total of 42 barriers broken by 3 characters in just 4 turns. Anomaly breaks are a great alternative when you don't have enough elemental breaks. However, do keep in mind that some enemies are immune to certain anomalies, and other enemies may benefit from them. In Moon Extra, Iku gained evasion for each paralyzed barrier, making it difficult to land consistent hits. In Fire Extra, enemy Cherno self-inflicts freeze, increasing her offensive stats. As such, anomaly breaking may sometimes be a double-edged sword. Now that you got a full break, you need to deal lots of damage to secure the kill. You can do this using a last word with the effective element. If that's not available, you can try a last word with no element, as these enemies resist all other elements. Otherwise, try a unit with a powerful setup nuke. In order to set up a nuke, or even break the enemies in the first place, you're gonna have to make good use of story cards. Accuracy cards will ensure that you land all your hits so you don't miss breaks or damage. Spirit power is always good, again for breaks and damage. Attack up cards can be useful on characters which don't naturally max their attack. If you have a support or technical unit, these cards can provide team-wide accuracy or yang attack. And finally, if you're having survivability issues, try a barrier restoration card. Now, it's up to you to put all this knowledge together and make your own team based on the characters that you have. Make sure you include a good mix of breakers and nukers. Besides breakers and nukers, you can also consider a debuffer or a support unit. For example, Ringo can boost your team's yang attack and defense, increasing damage output. Day and Xion can debuff enemy yang and yin defense respectively. With enough debuffs and the right support, it is possible to defeat these enemies without needing a full break. If you're trying to farm these stages, check out my earlier video where I explain in detail how to fix inconsistencies. If you want to see my original submission that won the guide making contest, you can check it out here. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.